Wow.
Hi.
Oh, wow. Elle est bien belle. Es-tu sur toi? Oups.
All right. Sorry. Hi everyone. I hope this is working. Hi Jellybean. Or Phoebe. Hi Lise. Oh, I know you told me your name. Heian woman. Anyway, hi. Hi Miriam. Hi Kelly. Hi Otto. Hi on horseback. Hi Bugs a Paint. Hi San. Hi Cleo. Hi Elena. Oh no. Oh, poor Otto has a cold, and so does Mr. Otto as well. Oh, either works. Okay. Sorry. Oh, Paige. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I had an inkling. I was like, I think her name was Paige. Hey, Patricia. I don't have a cold, but it's quite cold in this place. It's not gonna be cold for long though, because I have all the spotlights, so that this is bright enough. I always try to see colds as, well, fairly annoying. And, but at the same time, I try to think of it as a good way to refresh your immune system, if you don't have issues with it to begin with. Oh no, Paige! How's your father doing? I hope he's doing well. Well, as well as possible, considering. Hey, Greasy! Is it still no emoji? I don't know. I left it just in case, but I am not sure. From what I've heard, it was if someone uses a stream of emojis that it was problematic, but there's really not that much to find about that. Hey Lena! Alright, let me grab some sketching paper. Hold on. Oh, that's interesting. Phoebe says, colds are useful to help with art. I always get the weird burst of creative energy when I'm ill. Huh. When I have a cold, usually I'm fairly useless. It's really not that much I can do. Sorry. He's better. He's very elderly and was in hospital for a week. Oh no. Aw. That's very difficult to handle. My grandmother, the one I have left, is you know fairly old by now, and it's just really intense how very minor stuff has a much wider impact on an elderly person. Like if she scratches her shin, the skin is so fine and so like it's like paper thin. It's really, really different than like younger people's skin. So she just scratches herself, and it makes for a huge wound that bleeds a lot and that needs, you know, bandages and things to care about, much more than if I had done the same thing and hurt myself in the same way. I would maybe have a small scratch or a bruise, not at all the same kind of wound that she gets from like scratching herself on a coffee table or something. So it's a bit terrifying, you know, because sometimes you don't really realize just how bad very basic stuff can be. And when it happens, it's really shocking. All that to say that I'm glad your father is home, Paige. I'm almost done with this tiny sketchbook. Mind you, it's not a big sketchbook. I'm not setting the the bar super high, but I really like this format. I really like this carrying thing. I like that I can fit these awesome pens in there and have this like handy. And I keep a Victorinox Swiss card in there because it has a scissor. And it has an emery board, I think. Oh, that's the blade. Oops. I know it has an emery board somewhere. Is it this one? Well, it has a blade, so yeah. And oh, that's the emery board. And I'm always someone that has issues with my fingers, be it the nails or the skin around it. So this is super handy, and it has a ruler. So if I wanted to draw super straight lines, I could possibly use this. It is worrisome, right, Paige? Like, you really have to be careful about any tiny thing. Hey, Malvina, hi. My mom used to work with the elderly. I don't know exactly the name of her job in English, but she was a nurse, and she would work in the center for elderly people that are no longer autonomous. Is that the word? Anyway, and yeah, like there was a lot of things that you don't expect. Like if someone elderly hurts their mobility, like if they fall and they really hurt themselves and they can't move anymore, it's like exponentially more dangerous to them than it would be to someone younger. Like all the stuff that you don't expect and you don't really think about. Oh, okay. Alright, let's just switch convo then. Sorry, Otto. Let's talk about cats. There's a chance that I'm gonna go see Linus next week. I'm super excited. I'll try to take a ton of pictures. And I will hopefully be able to share them either on the Discord or here during the live stream. I'm really sorry, Otto. We'll talk about something else if you want to stay, but if not, that's okay. I'm sorry. Cats are always good. So yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, I'm gonna see my friends too, so I'm happy to see my friends, of course, but at the same time, this is gonna be the first time I see Linus since we brought him to be adopted out. It's the first time since he moved. So I'm like super excited. He has grown a lot. He has less of a tiny kitten face, and it's really, really special to see. Hold on. bit. Sorry about that. Yeah, I will try to take a bunch of pictures of Linus. He's doing super well. He keeps bothering his brothers. He has two brothers, one that is fairly younger than the other, and they both need to lose a bit of weight, so it's a really timely addition to the family because he will really try and rough up the younger of the two. Linus, hold on. I'll see if I still have my image of Linus. Wait, where is it? Why don't I? Not this. Not this. Oh, it's supposed to be this one. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm messing with it. But that's a good one. There you go. Hope that's working. There's a bit of a delay, so hopefully it will show up soon. There you go. That's Linus. Just to quickly recount the story of Linus, he's a cat that at some time during last summer I heard meowing outside when the windows were open, and I wasn't sure if it was meowing or a kid, so I decided to go out and check it, and it was a kitten. It was a young cat. That guy Linus. He wasn't named. He had no name at that point, and he was super, super adorable and affectionate. And he was also very, very hungry. So I gave him a bit of food. I gave him a water ball outside, and I was like, well, I hope you'll be fine, little guy. And I reluctantly went back in. But the thing is that he wasn't done with me. He sat on the other side of the window screen and meowed at us. So I spoke with Mr. E, and we decided that we would bring him in for the night, have him be in the bathroom, and the next day we will bring him to the vet to check if he has a chip, if he has anything, wrong with him. And long story short, we ended up setting him up for adoption there, but it was a bit heartbreaking because we were already attached. And it turns out that I spoke about that with one of my friends, and they used to have 3 cats, but one of them sadly passed recently. And and I was talking about how Linus was adorable and all of that, and it turns out that my friend was able to adopt Linus. So I can still have updates on him and possibly see him every once in a while. Yeah, cats, they choose their human, definitely. He has 7 toes. He has like 2 extra thumbs, which is really weird. And he's a really sweet, really sweet kitten. So adoptable, it makes no sense that he was outside. And I never saw any kind of, paper saying, lost my kitten, lost my ginger kitten, and all of that. So we never saw anything regarding him being lost, and so ultimately he got adopted by my friend, and he's super happy now. He has 2 brothers he can annoy. One of them is slightly younger and needs to lose weight, so it's perfect. They always play fight and super active because Linus is young. He's not even a year old, I'm pretty sure. And the other cat is a bit older, so whenever Linus decides to be super, annoying around him, he gets swapped. like stop it. Like, so he's got the more like stern mentor and the younger brother to play with. So that was Linus in a nutshell. I have no idea why he was outside. He was definitely socialized. Like, he had zero fear of humans. He came to us like right away and was like, hi, be my friend. Do you have food? Be my friend. I want food. Do you have food? Can I have food? And yeah, super friendly, super approachable. It's a bit baffling, and he wasn't like grungy. Like, his fur was pretty. He was overall like really clean, and he probably hadn't been outside for very long. Haley. But yeah, I'm really surprised that he ended up outside and that no one went looking for him. You can never. He's a bit of an escape artist, so I can understand that he might have run outside the door, but no one was looking for him, and that's just. Besides, he should have had a color or a chip. Now he's chipped. Now he has a microchip now, so that's settled. But yeah, that was the whole story. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a dump and run, but at the same time, dumping this cat says a lot about the person who would have dumped him. Because, fine, it's a kitten, so kittens have like energy for 10 people. That's to be expected. So someone might have said, oh, this cat is too much of a handful, I'm gonna drop him. But he was like super affectionate, super nice. The time he was here, he was really snuggly, he was really happy to see people, and I don't know, it's just weird. Hey Stephen, hi. Alright. Yeah, it says nothing about the cat, but the people. If he was dumped, it's possible he was not dumped and he just ran away, or... The aliens? What aliens? Trying to think of something to draw. That's always the struggle. I'm so sorry that we... I should have realized, but I'm sad that Otto had to leave. I shouldn't have talked about that. Huh. Yeah, it's possible that was the thing. Patricia says, my vet told me that people dump kittens at about a year because they are no longer babies and can reproduce. They don't want to pay for the neutering. That's possible that he was dumped because he was getting older. Like, he was definitely a male cat. That was fairly obvious. He got spayed. He got neutered. So that's settled, but yeah. Well, I did know Phoebe, so I really should have connected the dots. Draw Cinder in training camp. Oh, I love Cinder. She's such a good chunker. If you don't know who Cinder is, it's a grey cat named Cinderblock, and they have a YouTube channel. And the goal is to have Cinderblock lose a bit of weight because she's arthritic, and she weighs over 20 pounds, which is a lot for a cat. So it's a veterinary hospital that takes care of her, and they have this routine of like trying to make her exercise more. And she has a pool with the treadmill at the bottom that she can exercise in to relieve the pressure on her joints. And it's really cute, and they post updates like almost daily, twice a day. It's short little videos of Cinder the cat. It's a really wholesome thing. Yeah, she's a big cat, Cinderblock. That's why they're trying to have her lose a bit. Aw. I would love to see pictures of Sydney, Patricia. How old is Sydney? Sydney is about a year, give or take. She's doing so well. Oh, that's awesome. So she's gonna be a relatively lean and small cat, being as that she's about a year old and she's a female. And she's not a Maine Coon. Maine Coons are so chunky. Well, that's a good thing, Patricia. Cats love boxes, usually. She eats like a horse, 2 cans a day plus dry. Wow. High energy, and she's learned to play fetch. That was... But I done my part since she can bring me a sponge ball. Oops. So she's like, I want to play, I want to play. Get up, I want to play. The kittens have a lot of energy. Like, they really need an outlet for it. Hold on. Oh, I missed your first message, Cleo. Our cats like dogs, so they don't know when to stop. Young cats, yes. I remember like when my cats were very young and we would play with them, they would play until they had to rest and were panting. And cats usually don't pant until they are either very, very hot, sick, or really, really out of breath. So yeah, they basically will play until their body takes over and has them stop. Oh, I gotta be right back. All right. It's always a bit of a big mess Saturdays with laundry and all of that. One of my cats loves to slide across our wood floor and crash into the wall. I don't understand. Oh my gosh, I know what you mean. Scout loves to run super fast, and she doesn't brake. She just like either slides to sort of zoom back in another direction, or she will just crash into things. Is catnip related to I can't say that in English. It's weed. Or is it... it's in the mint family, that I know, but I don't know if the mint family is also what includes weed. Yeah, the word, the actual word is really hard for me to say in English because it's like a Spanish word that I'm used to saying in French. So it just breaks my brain. Are you planning to do a Christmas gift suggestion video this year? I am. We will do the Thanksgiving sort of, you know, the video. There's me, Denise, Sadie, and Karia. And I will also have another video coming shortly after that will feature my 10 favorite supplies of the year. Hey, Tsukaboo, hi. I know what you mean. It's G-Liner. High is okay, but if I wanted to get high, I don't think my first thought would be to bang my head against the wall. It's a cat, so go figure. I think that's really funny. Oh, a paper cutter. Do you mean like a guillotine one or a sliding one? Open to either. Well, I don't really have anything I'm like absolutely in favor of recommending. Most of my guillotine trimmers are secondhand and quite old ones. And I have one sliding trimmer that is fine, but it's pretty standard. It's nothing. Yes, that's Sydney, and that's cinder block doing some stretches, because why not? Ah, crap. Be right back. All right. I often will use a metal ruler and an X-Acto blade too for cutting certain things. The pros of that is that the blades are really, really easy to purchase and replace. But there's perhaps a higher chance of ending up with a wonky line if you're distracted or, if the ruler budges or something. Sorry, sneezing a lot today. Thank you. The delay between like me doing anything and it being on the live stream is quite big today. Hey Cyan, hi. Just gonna wait for this to dry a bit. And drink some hot chocolate. I've been doing a lot of mulling this week. Aw, she's guarding all the boxes that go in the art studio. She knows that it's the important stuff. But yeah, I've been trying to mull a bit more paints, which is something I hadn't done in a while. So I used this this piece of scrap paper that I scrapped because it has a bug squished on it. And I was like, whoa, what the... But yeah, so bug aside, these are the colors that I mold or try to fix. Like this one is a difficult color, but the rest of them were pretty smooth, and yeah, I'm really excited for this color. It's the first time I'm mulling it. It's Mayan green, and it's a really nice color. So yeah, I'm really excited with these colors. Nothing, you know, really extravagant, but they are nice. I like them. Bug carcasses are all part of the process. I gotta say, I was a bit surprised when I sort of took this sheet out. This was the sheet that was on top of the pad, and hold on, let me get another one just to show you. Where is it? Well, where did I put it? Can't remember where I put it. That's the problem with everything. I keep moving stuff around, so I never remember where stuff is. Well, anyway, it's one of the pre-cut Strathmore paper sets, and it has you know, like a cover page on top of the packaging, and the bug was like under it. So when I took out this sheet, it was like the last one of the package, and I was like, oh, that's cute. That's so I don't know. I have no idea what the pigment from Mayan Green is, because the pigment I have doesn't specify it. Actually incorporated the nyat into ugh. I'm glad that you guys also have bug adventures in your painting. So the colors on there, this is Mayan Green, like I said. This is Volcanscoit. Anyway, a really problematic painting, the pigment that I'm trying to make a bit more fun to use. This is Mars Violet, and this is Mars Orange. This is Spanish Gold Ochre. This one is Pipestone, Catlinite, and yeah. The Pipestone one is a really soft, beautiful pink. It's not a super strong color, like it's a fairly weak tinting color, but it's beautiful. And the other ones are some of my favorite to work with, because they're quite fun to work. And I'm trying to sort of revamp my packaging process so that I can possibly shave off a bit of time, because that's the most that's the lengthy part of the process, packaging everything. So I'm trying to find ways that I can sort of save a bit of time there, so it's not as daunting a task. Yeah, gold ochre is a really lovely color. So yeah, I'm waiting for pans to dry and see how it dries and adjust, and then pour out more pans and let everything cure and dry. And after that, I've got some packaging to do, and then figure out where I want to host the extra paints for sale. So yeah, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work that's outside of just mulling the paint. So if you like mulling paint, well, it's sadly not just that. There's a ton of stuff around it. Hey Alexandra, what brand? What do you mean, what brand? These ones? These are handmade paints. As for the rest, I haven't really started watercoloring yet, so I don't know. Might go for the good old Schmincke 24 color set, if I can find it. Oh, it's great that you got a wrapping assistant, Tsukaboo, because yeah, ask anyone who makes handmade paints and sells them. Packaging is oh, thank God it's the one. Whew. Okay, let's see if stuff here is dry enough. Yeah, it's I made I made these. These are the swatches I painted to test if the paint rubs off. So yeah. I'm really loving the Mars Violet color. These three are all fairly opaque. And the main green is really weird, so I don't know if it's opaque or transparent, but it's pretty, so we'll see. So is Sydney all black? And Heather! Oh my gosh, hi! So yeah, what's Sydney's high color? Hey Amisha, hi! Hi guys! Oh, lovely green eyes. It sounds so pretty. What do you mean, Heather? The only issue I would have with supplies in open air is that apparently freaking moth can get in your natural hair brushes and eat them, which is just about as nightmarish as it gets. Oh, wow. I've dug quite a hole in my burnt sienna. It's not my favorite burnt sienna, but it's serviceable. I've when I learned about moths, I was really terrified because I hate moths. I really, really hate them. So I found a box I had around that was empty, and I put all my natural hair brushes that I don't use at the moment in there with cedar blocks. And I closed it, and I was like, you freaking moths are not gonna get into my brushes. No way. No way. I really hate moths. I live in a basement, so sometimes we end up having some issues with them. Like there's a lot of corners to hide in the wardrobes and all of that. I've put cedar everywhere. Really hate moths. They've messed up a couple of things over here, and I was like, nope. I'm not standing for this stuff. You guys can find somewhere else to go munch through fabrics and wool and all of that. Blech. Oh no, that's really awful, Buxapaint. I'm so sorry. Quilts are like a real work of art. I have one handmade quilt from my grandma, and it's in a closed. Oh, I haven't checked it in a while, but it's not made from wool, so I don't know if the moths would be as interested in it, since it's cotton mostly. But yeah, oh my gosh, the work that goes into those things, it's like unbelievable. Apparently the way my grandma and would end up making quilts like that is that they would get together all their friends, all her sisters, relatives, cousin, and all that, and they would be like multiple seamstresses on one quilt at a time. So it's still an insane amount of work. I mean, what? But yeah, and they would like drink coffee, drink beer, and talk and smoke cigarettes and basically have a great time, but quilt at the same time. Ew. Bird food with moths in the closed box. Ugh. How did it get there? If you can... Cedar oil on everything. Oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, Patricia, if you can store your brushes in like possibly a cedar container or anything that's with some cedar around it, just to be safe. Oh man, I really hate moths because they are destructive. They will ruin stuff, and when you realize that you have moths, it's often too late. I've put so many cedar things everywhere. I'm really not looking forward to having to send all of them like next, I don't know, next fall or something, so that they have fresh cedar smell. I have a lot to send. Ah, that's so cool. Patricia says, I remember sitting under a quilting frame when I was a tot, while my nana and aunts worked on the quilt stretch on the frame. Ah, that's so cool. Ew, moth larvae in oatmeal. Blech. Ew. Oh man. We have a lot of spiders in here because it's a basement. So yeah, I am no longer after after more than 15 years living in basement. I'm no longer as shocked as I used to be when I see spiders, but I mean, anything that you don't expect to be there that ends up being there will be surprising, no matter what. But yeah, more often than not, when I found a bug, I can usually put it in a container and put it outside. I don't have anything against things with many legs, or yeah, I guess that sums it up, because we have Scutigera and millipedes. Oh, silverfish, yeah. Oh, crickets. Ew. Crickets, what the heck? We do have silverfish occasionally, but Peko likes to eat them. So whenever I spot the silverfish, I call Peko, and she comes in and she eats them. So that takes care of that pretty well. Oh my gosh. Oh, Heather. You have a kitty warmer. That's so cute. That sounds awesome, Tsukabu. They found a false cobra 17 miles from my house, so not cool. What does that imply? Like, how... I really don't know, so how is that a bad thing? What does that... Yeah, what does that imply? I'm not really scared of snakes, but some of them are a bit dangerous, so yeah. I saw my first garden snake, you know, the tiny ones. We call them couleuvres in French. And I saw my first one like a couple of years ago. It took almost 30 years of my life, well, more than 30 years of my life to see one. And it was so cute, it was so tiny, and I was like, oh, poor thing is so terrified. I was like, ah, humans, flee. Yeah, Peko is the silverfish hero. She really likes them. It's really funny because she knows. She recognized the call when I call her like that. She knows. She comes in and she looks for the thing on the floor. Like, cats don't have good close eyesight. They don't see well from up close. So I try to point it on the floor for her, like put my finger next to it. So sometimes it can take a few seconds before she can find it. And then it's a couple more tries of trying to eat it, but she purrs. So I always laugh because I imagine the perspective of the silverfish, like just doing its silverfish thing, and suddenly he hears like me talking. So there's a big voice, you know, and suddenly there comes a thing that's like 1,000,000 times its size that purrs in his face and eats it. Like, what a nightmare situation. No, Paige. Ah, moth ate holes in my kimono collection. No. No. Oh, that hurts. Okay, so Baxapaint explains it's a South American snake that is venomous in the sewers, having a good old feast on rats, but we shouldn't have them in the wild in southern England. But maybe it's someone who bought one and dumped it. I know that sounds like an urban legend, but I mean, if you flush a snake, where does it end up, do you think? And I mean, it was feasting on rats, so it's not all bad. It shouldn't be there, of course, but If it's only one of them, it can't reproduce and it's eating all the rats, so... Your 30 as a kid caught and killed a double-headed lizard? What? Is it supposed to have 2 heads? Alright, sorry about that again. Sorry. They weren't sure, but think it was an escapee, but it was doing just fine. Oh my gosh, it was happy. What do you mean? I mean, that snake had all the rats. Like, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet down there. Yep, and no, it was weird and something I'll never forget. Yeah, that's really weird. Heather says, it's so funny when a creepy crawly gets in this place, it ends up being the center of a cat butt flower. All the cat noses point in and cat butts are the petals. That's so funny. Cats are a really good way to know if there's a creepy crawly in the place. If you see a cat that's sitting and looking pointedly at the floor and not moving, it's worth it to go check it out. Usually means that there's something on there. Oh my gosh, a cat butt flower. I know what you mean. That's the worst of it, possibly. In South Florida, pythons and anacondas are breeding together, producing large, very aggressive new kinds. Whoa! Wow, how big! Yeah, do you mean lizard people? With reptilians? Or a line of cats staring up, that too. That's also a sign. Like, what have you spotted over there? Hey, thank you for being here, Phoebe. Have a great lunch. Hubby needs help being a Jedi. What? Florida is just great. Up to around 18 feet long. Oh my god. Like, in itself, I think it's awesome. What blows is that they're aggressive. But, I mean, huge snakes are so impressive. It's like, what? Florida seems to have a lot of weird stuff going on. $18 feet long. That's like 3.5 me. Dang, Skippy. Invasive giant poison toads. Dude, are you like becoming Australia #2 or something? New Star Wars game and he's struggling with the puzzle aspect. Oh! Legless lizard that looks... Whoa, that's weird. People included, we are a joke. I'm like, aw. Well, I don't know, not all people, of course. But yeah, I've seen mentions about like jokes made at Florida's expense. So I guess there is a small basis of truth in there. I remember someone brought a 20 feet yellow python to the county fair when I was young, but it was gentle and so cool. Aw. I kind of like that. I don't know. I personally think that snakes are quite cool, but any creature that is aggressive is problematic, you know. Which is why I'm absolutely certain that if I was to meet a tiger in the wild, it would end me. Because I would just be like, oh, cute little tiger, hi, and it would just chomp and eat me and I'd be done. That's it, the end. Like, I know you're supposed to be terrified and all of that, and I've never been in that situation, so I can only, like, extrapolate, but I am not sure I would be scared of meeting a tiger. I would be impressed and speechless, but scared, I really don't know. Like, I think meeting a grizzly bear would terrify me, or a polar bear, but tiger, any kind of big feline, I think I would, I don't know if it would trump, it would be enough, like if my fear would be enough to trump my love of felines. So I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Snakes can be really dangerous, but I don't want to hang out with dangerous snakes. I want to hang out with the cool ones. And tigers are huge. Speaking of tigers, guys, do you guys know about the Big Cat Derek on YouTube? He works at Care Rescue, I think it's in Texas, possibly. It's a rescue center for big felines like tigers and pumas and panthers and leopards and, you know, big cats. And at the moment, they have 4 tiger cubs. And it's hilarious to watch them go, because they are so chaotic and they make like weird squeaky grunty noises, and there's 4 of them, so they're super like restless and they have these huge paws and they're gonna be so big, but right now they're like dog sized, so it's still good, but wow. So impressive to see 4 tiger cubs together. That's a real concern. All these poisonous and dangerous animals for pets, it can really be a concern. What can you do if... What will happen? Like the cane toad, is it poisonous when something eats it? And if so, what can you do to, like, is there an anti-poison, like, how? Because if that's a thing that might happen, it's worth it to prepare for it, possibly. All babies are cute, it's a trick. I would have a tiny caveat that might not apply to humans all the time. But yeah, all baby animals are cute, mostly. Baby birds are not really cute. Oh wow, Patricia, that sounds so awesome. When I visited South Africa, I had the privilege of staying at a huge animal reserve. Got to go out at night and track a hunting leopard. Watched lions drink at the watering hole. Oh, man. I don't want to talk too much about that because it's a serious subject and let's not go too deep into the serious stuff, but I find it a bit baffling when I stumble upon people who will see something as majestic as big felines, elephants, rhinos, giraffes, and their instinct is to want to destroy them. It kind of feels icky a bit, I'm like, you could not, you don't have to, you just leave them be, it's fine. You don't have to, hold on, Lee is mentioning the toads. Cane toads are poisonous to predators. It's specifically certain organs that hold the toxin, so some predators have learned to eat the non-poisonous part. Holy moly. So clever. I'm in a big city, so my cats are indoor only, and I'm also a worrywart, so I don't think I could do anything with myself if the cats were outside and I didn't know where they were. Like, I don't know, my first instinct when I see like the things we are used to eating somewhat, like when I see a cow, my instinct is not to want to kill it and eat it. That's called hole in the soul disease. Oh my gosh, it's hole in the soul. It's like no soul at all. It's so weird. I don't think that's something I can understand. Like try to put myself in that mindset to understand it. There's really not much to say for it. I'm like, well, no, I don't. Like, maybe if we were like in a post-apocalyptic setting where there's absolutely nothing left to eat and there's a bunch of us starving and we don't have any choice, perhaps then I would think about it, but otherwise it wouldn't cross my mind, Oh, good grief. Lana says, I painted an extinct bird once and got a comment that this person would have loved to have a steak from that animal. It's unsettling, isn't it? Yeah, at least your dogs are really well trained, Heather. But still, I really hope that the cane toads don't get to you. Dude, we have ticks now in Canada. Ticks are one of those things that I just can't stand. I hate them. And they take away all the fun of, going to the woods, which is awful. It's terrible. I need to move to a place where there's no ticks. Freakish nightmare. Wouldn't be as bad if they were not a vector for disease, but they are a vector for disease, and a really bad disease at that, so... Dude, I want to take out the flamethrower and get rid of them. Moths in the yarn stash. Hey, Melissa, hello. Go north, very far north. Yeah, definitely. But, I mean, if things keep going, they will catch up. Because I remember, like 20 years ago, there were no freaking ticks in Quebec at all, and now they're starting to see some of them. I hate ticks. Hate. They're literal vampires. They can give you Lyme disease, which is a really problematic thing to deal with. "10 ticks per day." Ugh, what? Like Arctica. Yeah, there won't be any ticks in Arctica. Well, I say that, but if there are things for them to drain, there might be ticks. I swear, we need possums everywhere. I want to train a bunch of opossums to, like, go to places and have them eat all the ticks. They would be so fat. Fat possums full of ticks. Oh, oui? Hold on. I'm being summoned. Alright. I'm back. I spent summer catching ticks to follow their adventure. Oh, for real? Whoa. Yeah, the winters are pretty weird. And it's been really hot in the summer, so I don't know if that has a role to play in the fact that ticks go further north. We have an infestation of ticks here in Ontario. Ugh. See, that's what makes me absolutely mad. Patricia says, "I really hesitate now about venturing down a wooded path." That's the best part of woods. I'm so bothered. Oh, that's awesome. Lana says, "Dante gets a pill that is a mild neurotoxin which kills off the ticks as soon as they bite him. So they fall off and he doesn't get diseases." That's awesome. Melissa says, "Just shower check for ticks when you're back home from the woods. It takes at least 24 hours for the Lyme disease bacteria to transfer from the tick to you." Oh, that's interesting. That's a good breed. That's a good thing to know. Oh, have a good rest, Heather. I hope you feel better soon. Ticks are gross. Ticks are gross. Ticks are really, really gross. I'm not sure I remember what's the eye color of Cinder. Does anyone remember the eye color of Cinderblock the cat? Ah, poop. Hold on.
Qu'est-ce que tu dis? Non, non, mais t'as debout?
It's pretty insane today. Whew. Hey, bye Paige, thank you so much for being here. Hey, welcome back Phoebe. I'm sorry, I'm sort of unable to show messages that for some obscure reason the chat sort of blocks. I can read it though. Box of Paint, Lana says that they don't use the drops either and that the pill is called Bravecto and there is a US site even. It's possible to find info on Google. Mild greenish eyes for Cinderella. Thank you so much, Lise. Thank you. What? Ew. On Horseback says, recently we've had tropical ticks where I live that traveled with migrating birds. They're like 15 times bigger and actually run after their prey. Ew. Ew, that's nightmarish. I'm terrified. I'm like hiding behind my blanket. You can't see, but I'm like, no. Oh my gosh. Ew. Ew. I hate ticks. Go away, ticks. You suck, literally and figuratively. We need more opossums, less ticks. I completely agree. I wonder if that's gonna happen at some point because, you know, oftentimes animals, they follow the food. Like they go where the food is. So I wonder if that means that we're gonna see opossums move north as well and get maybe more resistant to the weather or something. Ew, ticks. I'm thankful that cats don't run into problems with ticks. Like when you go to the vet, they have stuff for helping dogs and treating dogs in regards to ticks, but cats are not like subject to anything. Opossums eat ticks, but not only that, it's not really their main food. Ah, bummer. What eats ticks? Do you know? I need to start I doubt they will follow ticks. Ah, bummer. What would follow ticks? What eats freaking ticks? I'm gonna breed like 1,000,000 of it. They're gonna be my defense, my defense squad against tick. Oh no! Amisha tried to stand up on a foot that had fallen. Well, honestly, if I try to stand up on a foot that has fallen asleep, I'm gonna end up on my butt on the floor as well. It's really, really hard to control a limb that has fallen asleep. In Quebec, I'd say nothing much. Which is part of the problem, I guess, because if we had something that eats them, they wouldn't be as much of a problem. Yeah, cats can get the ticks, but they are not subject to tick-borne diseases, I think. Like they say at the vet, like I don't remember exactly what it said, but there was a small sign that said that ticks, they are not a threat for cats, so you don't really have to worry about that. Chickens. We need so many wild chickens then. Anything that will eat ticks, I want it. Bring it. Oh, ticks are gross. Nightmare creature of doom. Like, cockroaches are really gross too. But I don't know why ticks really bother me more. Maybe it's the blood-sucking aspect of it. And I'm like, bleh! Release the horde of chickens! Wouldn't that be awesome? I think that would be great. Sorry, I find it really funny. I love chickens. Chickens are cute. There's a guy on YouTube who specializes in wasp nest removal through like a natural process. And it's really interesting because when he takes the nests off, he brings them home and he disposes of everything. And he keeps the larvae for his chicken. He has, I think, 3 chickens, 3 hens, I think. And he just like takes a tweezer and takes away all the larvae from the wasp nest, put it in a plastic container, and he gives that to eat to the chickens, and they love it so much. It's pretty cute. For some reason, June bugs. I don't know what June bugs are. Over here, I think cockroaches are not that big. Yeah, ticks are arachnids. Like spiders, but much more gross. Yeah, we're starting to have like black widow spiders too. Which is not great. Wild turkeys, but a magic country. So you have June bugs, May bugs. What's the deal with that? Blah, 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 blah. June bugs are what grub. Ugh. Dude, this is getting gross. I'm like, bleh, bugs. I'm not a fan of bugs. I mean, I won't necessarily step on them, but I won't necessarily seek them out either. I'm like, ugh. Yuck. Ew! Yeah, that's the thing I will never find out either. Bugsapane says dogs love to eat them because they apparently taste of maple syrup, but I will never find out. I would rather go for actual maple syrup, you know? On Horseback says June bugs are kind of beetle-ish that are common in June, and May bugs are their cousin but in May. They're really dumb. Oh, I think I know what... They're kind of like a beetle. I think I have a vague idea what they are. Beetles, I don't know why, but beetles really love to end up in the pools. I remember like looking at the filters in the morning and seeing so many beetle or scarabs in there. And I was like, why Why did you go in the place that's full of chlorine and when you can't swim? Like, what's the deal? Mind you, I don't think there's many bugs that could be described as intelligent. So in a sense, they're all pretty dumb. But June may bugs take the crown. Sudden. Oh yeah, that's true. Ants are pretty... Well, I don't know if it's intelligence per se. Like, do they even have a brain? But at least ants have a sort of system going on. That's pretty cool. I'm really not knowledgeable about bugs, but yeah, I think ants are definitely more organized than Maybug and Junebug seems to be. I'm always impressed when you see like ants carry huge pieces of things. Like it's pretty impressive to witness, because it's many times their size and weight, and they're like, no biggie. That's always impressive, even with cats. Like when I see my cats jump to 4 times their height, I'm like, I mean, you're a tiny thing and you jump so high. This is so impressive. Like, what? I'm glad I did, Patricia. Ugh. Amisha says, and I don't know why the message is held for review, but she said, I'm glad bugs are generally stupid. Just think of the problems if cockroaches could think and organize. Shudders. Yeah, that's not a good image. I think, I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that really bothers me about roaches is how out of control they seem to be. Like, they reproduce super fast, they get into everything. Like, of course they carry diseases because they get into everything, so that includes absolutely everything. But I mean, if it sort of gets into your house, and it's a sort of a parasitic thing, but I'm just trying to see like why they are so gross, and I wonder if there's not a big part of that comes from the context in which you find them usually. So they're never wanted, they're always unwanted, and they mess up stuff, and they're a real big chore to get rid of. So I wonder if there's not a big part of the distaste for them that comes from the context. Who says you'd be scared of ants too if at age 6 a colony of fire ants decided to attack your legs, and it takes your dad beating them off with a shoe to make them go ugh. Phoebe says, God, and the ones that fly, why do they have to fly? Oh no, that's so sad. On horseback. Oh. Well, I think I'm mostly done for today. This went much more fast than usually go about stuff. There is something mythological about roaches. They are the one thing that survives a nuclear disaster. Oh no, Cleo says, I stepped on one big water bug size recently and it hurt my foot and it scuttled off just fine. Yeah, no, that's not a good thing. It's not nice. I remember hearing a guy, an Australian guy, talking about how it was mandatory to put on slippers or sandals when you wake up at night and want to go to the bathroom, because you end up squishing really big things and it's really gross. And I was like, ugh. It takes a really special constitution to be able to live in Australia. I don't think I could do it. It looks beautiful, but I would have so many like heart attacks, like from bugs and things. I wonder if they have coconut crabs over there. Those are really like surprising. They're so big and they can fall from the tree. Can you imagine having a huge coconut crab landing on your face? Talking about things that scare us. I'm really unsettled by goats' eyes. You know, the one with the elongated pupil? I think horses have similar eyes, but they're usually much darker, so you don't necessarily see it. But that really freaks me out. Octopus have that too. And it really, really freaks me out. Aw, that's so cute, Tsukaboo. Can people have nets on the windows so bugs don't... I would hope so. But apparently there are many places that don't have nets on the windows. I remember watching the TV series Dexter that's set in Miami. And they have like windows that are like planes of glass that you sort of prop open, or like it's a bit like I don't know how to explain it, but they overlap when they're closed and you can sort of rotate them so they open. But there's no net, nothing over there. And I'm like, well, you're gonna get all the bugs in there. Haven't you heard of mosquitoes? Ah, they're demonic. I don't know. I'm not really fazed by like demonic stuff, but it's just so weird. Like, I feel like you never really know what they're looking at. And it's just such a weird shape. And come to think of it, cats have a really weird pupil too, but it doesn't freak me out as much or at all. But goats do really unsettle me. The UK doesn't seem to understand screens. But why? You don't want to have like... You don't want to have pigeons in the house. I mean... Where's my brush pen? Patricia, are you on the Discord? Either way, like I say with the other sketches I have, if you want me to send you this one, just reach out, send me your address, and I will mail it to you. Little Sydney. I will scan this and then it's good to go. Why we have such a weird topic? We always have weird topics over here. Not on Discord? Well, you can email me then. Email is not hidden. It's on my About page on YouTube, or It's boltsvolt, all in one word, no spaces, no apostrophe, no nothing, @gmail.com. A weird topic is our brand. Yep, pretty much. Better than Nuticles. Yeah, quite so. Alright, so I will call it a day. And, oh, hey, Verica. I just gotta keep in mind to try and limit the serious stuff. I tend to forget, but it's really important for me that the live streams stay kind of a... I mean, we can address serious stuff a bit, but I really don't want to overdo it. But it's easy to forget because it's such a part of life, so... Oh, awesome, Patricia. I'm from Quebec, Canada. I'm French-Canadian. Yeah, Verica, you're in and I'm about to end it. But I will be... Oh yeah, that reminds me. Next week, I might have to stream on Sunday. So yeah, that's a thing. I will do the Discord thingy. If you want to keep chatting and keep the discussions going, we have a Discord server, link in the description below, and you can join it. It's free, you just have to create an account, and you can come on there and chat with all of us for the rest of the time. We talk about a bunch of stuff over there, so it's pretty fun, it's pretty chill, and yeah. So aside from that, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. There's a couple of links in the description if you are curious about that. And yeah, so I will stream possibly next weekend. More to come on these. The date might be switched from Saturday to Sunday, which doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes it happens. So have a great weekend, everyone, and take care, and see y'all next time. Bye bye.